Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the gosh darn internet. And I've been out of the game for a while, mostly because my X account has been suspended after I got into a fight with Daddy Jim. It used to be that if you fight with Daddy Jim, he uses his magical powers to scare you off,
I thought he would just R-word you to death.
make you delete
Answer.
a tweet, go unprotected. Nowadays, it's going to have your account be suspended because Jim cries docs. His current day fan base are just as soft as liberal tards, and they go
Wait, don't tell me actually Metokur's audience is pussies. Because this guy was part of Gamergate. He was part of all the he was literally part of some weird I would just say insensitive rightoids.
ahead and to press a little button and it gets you suspended. Oh yeah, and then Jim will celebrate it the next day, acting as if you ran away from him. So some of you might think he's just being a senile old man, which could be the case, very much so.
The cancer's hitting him hard right now.
According to what he tells the people on the internet, he is dying of something. Now, mixed reports about this. Some of you guys were saying that the Cancer Man thing is a meme and he doesn't even actually have cancer.
Did you miss the stream of Jim showing his x-rays, medical documents, or whatnot? It's also not cancer. He said that before. They didn't know what it is. The Jim Cancer Man thing is a meme. Word of advice, Jim is bigger than you. Ever be. Tread lightly, it's not worth it. To solve the problem, watch June the King's video on frickin' Metokur. I think it does. The cancer is real.
And so like it's just something that he's telling you guys that he has to like actually believe him. Like, pretty please internet, believe me, I'm actually dying, guys, but like it's not cancer. And then other people are saying that it is and that I shouldn't be attacking like a cancer patient or
The last person to doubt his medical issues is universally hated online.
something. Well, let me put a couple things in perspective for you. These reports conflict each other, and because of that, they cancel each other out. Alongside that, Jim consistently goes on the interwebs to attack people and shit on them all the fucking time. I don't think he feels that dead, to be honest, alright? Anybody that tries to portray Jim as this little innocent angel that can't get it just because he's allegedly dying from whatever the hell, like, just trust me, bro, I'm actually dying, because apparently we can't even get a diagnosis or something, and that Jim is just such a special little girl that he goes ahead and he tells you, guys, I'm actually dying. This being a little girls, it's lolly time, bro. It always comes back actually dying.
God damn it. I was gonna just say Metokur. Metokur is kind of right now, I guess. He's in his weird little streams. You can't even watch him physically. You gotta watch him via archives and stuff like that. But it's more like I don't know. He should just retire at this point. Like, I think the internet doesn't need him anymore. He's easily replaceable with other people. There's Quarter Pounder with Cheese. There's other people. There's Geeks and Fags. Nerd erotic on weed. You know, those type of peoples, and you have some other peoples. Sex Pastiny. Hamas Pickles.
This being a little girl,
Yeah, a lot of people like that.
girls, it's lolly time.
I do not support or condemn.
Bro, it always comes back to lolly. Everybody wants to character assassinate people with this lolly thing, but then like half the internet, or even more than half the internet, is okay with it low-key. Like, you've seen it seep over to like various other forums. Like, even Asmongold is, like, what I heard, referencing Reb Says Desu, the lolicon king.
Rev says Desu.
By his own words, apparently. I mean, at least he wears it proud from time to time when he's not trying to victimize himself and be like, I'm totally not a lolicon, guys. It's such a horrible thing. I don't know, man. Rev is a little Hassan Piker-ish at times. But he's the closest thing to a current day pro-lolly guy, and apparently even other reputable sources like Asmongold reference this guy and rub shoulders with him.
Yeah, Rev is, I believe, the largest lolicon YouTuber. Because I believe other lolicon YouTubers like Mr. Cynical got into some shit with actual child with like CP.
Which, again, it's like, why would you rub shoulders with a lolicon? Unless people don't actually give a shit about lolicon. Just don't give a shit about it. I don't know. Either or, I've come to this interesting realization. Lolly is only bad when people want to softcore call you a pedophile. But Jim kinda did in this instance. Now, never mind the fact that 90% of his fan base is degeneracy. Like, you can't tell me that it isn't.
90% of Metokur fans are holding up. He called Lolly weird.
Mostly because Jim has kind of gone mask off with some of his degenerate takes and degenerate fetishes over the time. But also because of his little networking and rubbing shoulders with like people like Pipkin Pippa, which I'm sure you can read all about.
I think wait, if I'm correct, Pippa is like she's uncancelable. Also, it doesn't really matter if you literally say something along like frickin' like you can't cancel her because her whole answer is I'm not. It's not my fault. It's your fault that you are influenced by my opinions. I'm a shit poster. I do shit for shits and giggles, and I play video games on stream.
Who's, not against Lolly, so to speak, from some of the clips that I've
Yeah, she says they were just drawings, and like she has mentioned pedophilia or something as well. Also, I guess
seen. Kind of weird. But they're also flip-floppy as well. I'll give Reb Says Disu this. At least he's not flip-floppy like Kip Game Pippa or any of these other B2 retards or even Jim himself. I'd say when it comes to Lolly, Reb is probably the most consistent, which is kind of sad, but also like, lol, it's his business venture. He makes thousands of dollars off of this shit. Like, bro, I'm gonna be real, after like critical thinking and like realizing that people don't actually give a shit about the truth, because what fucking Jim did was essentially he just did what Ricada does. He pedo jacketed someone, called him a pedophile because his feelings got hurt, and people are gonna let him get away
wait,
with
what the fuck did Metokur do? What did he do?
it because it's Jim. So people don't actually care about the truth or like similarities in situations. So now that I realize that, I'm like, if Reb is gonna get thousands of dollars by talking positively about Lolicon, why the fuck wouldn't anybody take that? Like, seriously, think about it. You see all the people at the top and how corrupt and two-faced and backstabby and how they get away with all this shit? It's almost like you should not give a shit. I know I certainly don't anymore. And if people feel good about labeling me this amazing or like whatever lolicon and shit for the incident that happened to me when I was, 18, that I was the victim of by a catfish, you know what? Have fun with that.
Yeah, what the fuck what the fuck? How am I missing Sen's lore?
Meanwhile, we have 30-year-olds like Flamenco prancing around, fapping at the Shotokan, and Daddy Jim wants to play video games with him. Meanwhile, we got Jim just rubbing shoulders with lolicons and being pro-it, and then, being like, oh, I want to lick them armpits, those lolly armpits. And we got 90% of Jim's audience being full of lolicons and stuff like that. Then we got Gator at the ripe age of God. He looks like he's 40 years old, but he's probably 30, still praising the VTubers and doing some weird fucking shit. Like, seriously, if I'm a lolicon, I'm probably the worst out there, bro. And if I was into lolly, I would not hide it at all. It would be a brand. For the longest time, I listened to idiots on the internet try to be like, you just need to be a little more consistent, you need to tell the truth, you need to do this. And what has that gotten me? People, like, smearing me on a regular, making up wild accusations like, oh, did you know Sen asked for lolly? It's like,
What the fuck? Like, I'm so confused. What the hell's the lore? At this point, I need to just go on a research rampage or something. Fucking hell.
like, bro, go to the Kiwi Farms, okay? Go and check the screenshots for yourself. Find where I asked for any of this shit. For the love of fucking God. It's, again, a bunch of twisted narratives from a bunch of people that want to make me out to be some evil mastermind, devious guy, or like, I have to walk on eggshells, apparently, because otherwise people will just go ahead and use that thing that happened to me when I was 18, right? Which, again, I want to reiterate, I was the victim of. That thing that happened to me
when happened to you at
when I was 18.
when you were 18?
right? Which again, I want to reiterate, I was the victim of. If you want to talk about any victims over here, it's certainly not Jim who's crying docs because of a photo that allegedly is not him. Especially when if you go to fucking Grok, you know, the base search engine, he will literally tell you Jim's first and last name, which, buddy, I think that's a little more of a dox than a photo that's not you, Jim. But you're not gonna bitch about Grok. More to the point, you're not gonna bitch about Kiwi Farms, which will literally provide GPU coordinates of somebody's house after they tell you how much of a piece of shit they are. So,
Keffels.
I'm the doxer, but these two things, oh no, they're just based, guys. I just hope that if you want to be this internet badass, right? And your first attempt is to call me a pedophile several times, contradicting your beliefs and what you've established in the past, that you wouldn't be so bitch made to go ahead and be like, as a last resort, you attempted to dox me. It's like, what the fuck is this commentary, Jim? Like, has the ticking clock, the imaginary ticking clock, really made you this fucking soft? And even that contradicts itself, because if you have a limited amount of time, wouldn't you want to spend it with your wife?
Yeah, would you want to spend it, like, at least produce fucking offspring or something, or have offspring with cancer?
Why the hell are you doing things like going on lives and trying to shill more hats that are made not in the USA, possibly China, which again
Tariffs.
contradicts another one of your beliefs? Shit, you shouldn't be that much of a MAGA fellatiouing machine if you have all these contradictions. But then again, like I said earlier in this video, people don't actually care about the truth, do they? Oh yeah, and that's pretty much what this kind of started off with. It was Jim and getting upset that I thought his whole listen here liberal thing wasn't very good because, you know, Jim literally cried on a stream because Mersh didn't believe he was dying. So he showed a bunch of fucking people his medical records like a parasocial freak when Jim used to make fun of people like this. So Jim effectively became what he hated, right? I don't care about the if, ands, or buts because Jim has shat on people that he didn't even know were sick. Like, they could have had the same condition Jim did, and he just didn't give a shit. If you're gonna go ahead and do that, why the fuck should anybody give a shit about you? I know I sure as fuck don't. I was having a great time replying to you, and it was so fun to know that everything I was saying was getting under the good old Mr. Medicare's, Medicaid's
Obamacare skin.
And I meant every word, Jim. I know, I'm not afraid of your magical powers, unfortunately. I just
See, he's just, I don't know, he's describing fucking Medicare as like some homosexual wizard.
found the fact that you cried docs and had a bunch of your pussy whipped degenerate fans get my account suspended via dog whistle to be a little unbecoming of the great Jim Medicaid.
Wait, that's kind of garbage then. Why do you have to get your fans to mass report someone? That's kind of cringe. That's garbage. It's like pussy behavior. It's like tier one like faggy behavior.
And what he stands for, or at least stood for at one point in time. The same thing with his degenerate fan base at current day. And on that topic, when it comes to degeneracy and, you know, even some of you furries, lolicons, whatever the fuck you want to reference yourself with, come to a realization, I don't really hate what you fucking do in your spare time, really. Because who am I to dictate that? That's Donald Trump's job. And I mean, judging by what he did with Texas, I mean, I think we know where he stands with that. But what I really hate...
No, that's overturned if I'm correct. If he's referring to the, I think, ban of, like, Japanese media, like, anime with some shit. Yeah, it's overturned.
is that mostly you guys are so bitch made. You cry victim. How does somebody go try to be like right wing badass? Oh my god, we're such right wingers to then just crying like you can't post Kiwi Farms, pal. That's not cool. It's like what? How does this work?
So it's okay with disgusting people like Keffels, but if it's not Keffels, okay, good.
Well, that's a video for another day. A little hypocrisy on that note. It's like, dude, if you're gonna, well, let me make it even simpler for you. If you're gonna rep Kiwi Farms, and if you're gonna think Jim is cool and based and all this stupid shit, stop being fucking bitch made. That's it. Don't cry docs, don't cry this, don't say that. Of course, you know, situations vary, but let's say in Jim's instance, if you go around pedo jacketing a bunch of people because they hurt your feelings, and then that person decides to post an image that's not you, don't cry docs to get him fucking suspended off Twitter. People that go ahead and try to give Jim the benefit of the doubt, it's like, hey guys, we've used deductive reasoning for Ricada, have we not? Okay, here's some deductive reasoning. My account was fine until Jim cried dox, and a bunch of people were like, why did you dox him? You're doxing him. You're doxing him. This is a violation of TOS. Yeah, but we're supposed to believe that this is not the case, right? This didn't lead to my Twitter suspension. Oh, also, there's a little fact that Jim was celebrating when it happened. Oh, man. When will you die, Medicare? Oh, my God. Fun fact, if Jim died, it'd be less of a tragedy than if fucking Ethan Ralph died. I mean, I'm not even the first one to say it. Even, like, the sector kind of agrees. Like, at least Ralph provide endless amounts of Keno. And they provide, like, the Keno Casino with a paycheck to pay their rent from month to month. Oh, and afford Vegas trips when they can. But, like, what does metokur do? Like, metokur just effectively he takes money from the Keno Casino and people. Like, he's the guy that everybody's gonna throw hundreds of dollars at, even though they're getting tariffed and shit. And they're like, well, I don't care if I can't afford shit. I just give it to this guy that maybe has cancer, but, like, doesn't. But, like, yeah, I just save my money, Jim. I love you, Jimbo. You're great. And people say I'm not allowed to laugh at how pathetic the internet is. Like, I'll never no,
Yeah, it's just garbage. The internet's just garbage.
I understand it, but I'll never get the workings of it. Like Nick DiOrio is like the greatest at this. He's the greatest politician. Like, you can say whatever about his weight and his IRL or whatever, but like the fact of the matter is he's pretty good at politicking, and he's pretty good at keeping it together so that he knows what to do when it comes to situations like this. Which there's a lot of situations like this that you have to be a sneaky, weaselly fucking bitch to navigate. And you know what? It can be really taxing on you if you're not good at being a weaselly, scummy little bitch that can wear a mask and essentially be a politician to a small degree. Sometimes that is why I am envious of the retards out there, because those people are the ones that just don't know what the hell is going on, what the hell they're doing. They're kind of on autopilot, but they, from time to time, inevitably, when they go down, end up having crash outs. Like Nick Ricada, like Ethan Ralph, etc., etc. Ah, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're either self-aware or you're not.
You're fucked or you're not, basically. And that is true. A crash out could destroy your entire career, like Bo Black's. Bo Black's crash outs were funny, and it destroyed his career, and he became some genderless creature. Or you have some other weirdos. Trying to think of one. I don't think you can do it. I don't think Bo Black's is comparable. Maybe like Minx from the early drama. Well, the drama they had with the Internet Versus guy. But also you had some other shit. Let's see. I don't think I can think of anyone else.
Not self-aware. You're still fucked in this e-celeb game if you don't have the right mindset. In any case,
Yeah, and the right connections. You're really fucked.
that's all, folks. That's all I have for this video. I'm gonna try to get back into the content creation game. I've just been very preoccupied putting myself first for once. Because while I do appreciate the small support I get from people, you know the ones, you know who you are. At the end of the day, it's small support, right? So it doesn't really require my presence all that much, you know? To just make content for like a bunch of ungrateful, blind people that are refusing to see the truth is just not really worth it. Especially when I'm not getting thousands of dollars per shitty video saying, what's up guys, Reb here, Lolly's hot, that's it, what's up guys, oh shit, I already did that intro.
It would be like, what's up guys, Rev here. Today we're going to talk about this person, blah blah blah, and why they're getting cancelled. Or this guy, hi guys, I don't like this game for its progressive values. See, this game is ruining the game industry, and it's causing so many people to top themselves with ropes and turning themselves to human pinatas.
So, bye guys. Like, if I was making thousands of dollars just doing that, Or if I was doing thousands of dollars going, whoa, buddy, then sure. I mean, maybe this
And
would be more.
all you're really doing is probably just going in OBS and just looking at